Hey fellow gamers, today we're diving into the world of Escape from Tarkov. In this video we only talk about Escape from Tarkov playing guide. Before we dive into the heart of this video, we wanted to take a quick moment to ask for your support. If you find the content valuable or entertaining, please consider giving it a thumbs up, subscribing to our channel, and ringing that notification bell to stay up to date with our latest gaming content. Alright, let's jump right into the main event. Enjoy the video. 1. Utilize equipment to guide your decision-making process. The gear you bring into a raid in Escape from Tarkov should inform your decision-making throughout the raid. The type of gear you have will determine your playstyle, your ability to survive, and your chances of success. Here are some things to consider when using gear to inform your decision-making. The map you are playing on. Some maps are more dangerous than others, so you will need to bring better gear if you are playing on a high-risk map. The time of day. Night raids are more dangerous than day raids, so you will need to bring better gear if you are playing at night. Your goals for the raid. If you are just trying to extract, you can bring less gear. However, if you are trying to loot high-value items, you will need to bring better gear. The enemy you are likely to encounter. If you are likely to encounter heavily geared players, you will need to bring better gear yourself. Your own skill level. If you are a new player, you may want to bring less gear until you get more comfortable with the game. 2. Effective communication can save lives. Communication is essential for survival and Escape from Tarkov. Being able to communicate with your teammates is the key to coordinating your efforts and staying alive. Here are some ways that communication can save lives in Escape from Tarkov. Calling out enemy positions. If you see an enemy, let your teammates know so that they can take them out. Sharing information. Let your teammates know where you are going, what you are doing, and what you have found. Giving orders. If you are the leader of your team, give clear and concise orders so that everyone knows what to do. Coordinating your attacks. Make sure that you and your teammates are attacking the same enemy at the same time. Distracting enemies. If you are being attacked, try to distract the enemy so that your teammates can flank them. Calling for help. If you are in trouble, call for help from your teammates or from other players. 3. Proceed with caution. Moving carefully is essential for survival and Escape from Tarkov. There are many dangers lurking around every corner, including other players, AI scavs, and environmental hazards. If you make too much noise or move too quickly, you will likely attract attention and become a target. Here are some tips for moving carefully in Escape from Tarkov. Use a suppressor on your weapon to reduce noise. This will make it much harder for other players to hear you coming. Walk instead of running whenever possible. Running makes more noise and is also more tiring. Stay in cover as much as possible. This will help you to avoid being seen and shot at. Use your ears to listen for footsteps and other noises. This will help you to identify potential threats before you see them. Be patient and don't rush into anything. It is better to take your time and move carefully than to make a mistake that could get you killed. 4. Identify the areas where you are most at risk. Learning where you are in the most danger in Escape from Tarkov is essential for survival. There are many dangerous areas in the game, and it is important to be aware of them so that you can avoid them or take precautions. Here are some of the most dangerous areas in Escape from Tarkov. High-value loot areas. These areas are often heavily contested by players, so you are more likely to encounter danger there. Spawn points. Players often spawn near each other, so you are more likely to encounter danger near spawn points. High-traffic areas. These areas are often used by players to travel between different parts of the map, so you are more likely to encounter danger there. Areas with scav bosses. Scav bosses are powerful AI enemies that can be very dangerous. Areas with environmental hazards. There are many environmental hazards in Escape from Tarkov, such as radiation, landmines, and barbed wire. These hazards can be very dangerous if you are not careful. 5. Recognize when to withdraw. Knowing when to retreat is essential for survival and Escape from Tarkov. There are many situations in which it is better to retreat than to fight. Here are some signs that it is time to retreat. You are outnumbered. If you are outnumbered, it is unlikely that you will win the fight. You are outgunned. If the enemy has better weapons or armor than you, it is unlikely that you will win the fight. You are low on health. If you are low on health, you are more likely to die in a fight. You are out of position. If you are out of position, it is difficult to defend yourself. You are not prepared for the fight. If you are not prepared for the fight, it is unlikely that you will win. 6. Take assertive action. Being aggressive can be a very effective strategy in Escape from Tarkov. By taking the initiative and attacking your enemies, you can often catch them off guard and win the fight. However, it is important to be careful not to be too aggressive, as this can also lead to your own death. Here are some tips for being aggressive in Escape from Tarkov. Choose your targets wisely. Don't just attack the first person you see. Make sure that you are confident that you can take them down. Use cover to your advantage. Don't just run out into the open. Use cover to protect yourself from enemy fire. Be unpredictable. Don't let your enemies know what you are going to do next. Keep them guessing by moving around and changing your position often. Use grenades and other explosives to your advantage. These can be very effective at clearing rooms and flushing out enemies. Don't be afraid to retreat. If you find yourself in a losing battle, don't be afraid to turn tail and run. It's better to live to fight another day than to die trying to be a hero. 7. Choose your conflicts wisely. Picking your battles is essential for survival and Escape from Tarkov. There are many dangers lurking around every corner, and it is important to be selective about the fights you choose to engage in. Here are some tips for picking your battles in Escape from Tarkov. Consider your gear. If you are undergeared, you may want to avoid fights with heavily geared players. Consider your goals. If your goal is to extract, you may not want to engage in fights that could jeopardize your chances of survival. Consider the situation. If you are outnumbered or outgunned, you may want to avoid fighting. Be patient. Don't rush into fights. Take your time and assess the situation before you act. Be prepared to retreat. If you find yourself in a losing battle, don't be afraid to retreat. It's better to live to fight another day than to die trying to be a hero. 8. Train with your firearms before engaging in actual combat. Practicing with your guns before getting into real combat is essential for success and Escape from Tarkov. This will help you to learn the recoil patterns of your weapons, how to control them, and how to land shots accurately. Here are some tips for practicing with your guns in Escape from Tarkov. Use the shooting range. The shooting range is a great place to practice your aim and recoil control. Use offline mode. Offline mode allows you to practice against AI scavs without risking your gear. Use a variety of weapons. Don't just stick to one weapon. Experiment with different weapons and find the ones that you are most comfortable with. Practice different shooting techniques. There are many different shooting techniques that you can use in Escape from Tarkov. Experiment with different techniques and find the ones that work best for you. Don't give up. It takes time and practice to become proficient with guns in Escape from Tarkov. Don't get discouraged if you don't see results immediately. Just keep practicing and you will eventually get better. 9. Gather loot quickly. Looting fast is essential for success in Escape from Tarkov. The faster you can loot, the more loot you can get and the more likely you are to survive. Here are some tips for looting fast in Escape from Tarkov. Know what you're looking for. Before you start looting, take a moment to think about what items you are looking for. This will help you to focus your looting and avoid wasting time on items that you don't need. Use hotkeys. You can use hotkeys to quickly loot items. For example, you can bind the Alt plus left click key to equip an item directly to your character. Be efficient. Don't waste time looting items that are not valuable. Focus on looting high-value items and leave the rest behind. Be aware of your surroundings. Don't loot in the open where you are exposed to danger. Find a safe place to loot where you can't be easily seen or heard. Be patient. Don't rush your looting. Take your time and be careful not to miss anything. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe.